Don M. Castaneda here, ex-Marine Sergeant, recovery coach, life coach, intervention professional, here to talk about, I'm giving you my best free advice on if you're a parent who has a kid addicted to fentanyl, if you are a person addicted to drugs or obviously, which might be laced with fentanyl, or you're addicted to any drugs, obviously, which can lead to your demise. My best advice is get into karate. To make this quick, get into karate. If you're the parent, try to convince them to get into karate. If it's a family member, sister, brother, cousin, aunt, uncle, whoever it is, right, a friend of the family. If they're addicted to any drugs and you suspect that they keep doing drugs, they're going to get a bad batch, they're going to OD, they're going to overdose. Maybe you've tried recovery centers, detox centers, sober homes and stuff like that. Maybe it doesn't work. It only lasts 30 days and then they get out, they relapse, right? What's 30 days going to change, right? Addiction is really powerful. And there's psychological and physical dependence to most kind of drugs. So karate, if you want to reach like the pinnacle of karate, and that's a spiritual thing, that's a body and mind type of connection that you have with your inner self. And if you're out there, if whoever's addicted to drugs, whoever you are, whatever age you are, whatever gender you are, how can you defend against these drug dealers? You probably can't even fight. Now, obviously, if you're doing drugs, you're not going to be able to fight. You're inebriated, intoxicated. So you learn how to fight in karate, then your mind's going to become stronger. If you have a good sensei, if you have a good mentor, you have a good karate instructor, right? He's going to teach you a lot of things. Only fight in self-defense. Only fight as a last resort. Only fight if you have to protect yourself or a loved one, right? Or your kids. You never want to use violence, in retaliation or as a weapon or as a threat. You want to be as calm and peaceful as possible all the time. And it takes years, and there's whole different ways to say these philosophies, but that's the philosophy of it, right? And obviously, if you have to take someone's life in self-defense, that's the maximum. That's where the highest level of karate gets to, right? Now, it takes about 5 years to reach black belt. Now, if that's a goal, think about 5 years. Okay, if you're addicted to drugs, your kid's addicted to drugs, your family members are addicted to drugs, they're gonna be, on the street doing drugs, losing their job, whatever. But if they could focus somehow, it's difficult. Sometimes if you got free time, it's difficult not to do drugs, especially during COVID. There was a lot of isolation, so people were really bored, and there was a lot of overdoses because that isolation and that psychological effect, and people just not being able to be around other people. So with that, karate is one of the best ways to go because as I mentioned, your mind will become stronger. It's going to give you 5 years if you focus 5 years of your life, right, and dedicate yourself. Obviously, COVID's not the best example because but these are things you can practice in your home, in your apartment, wherever you live, exercising, jogging, getting that cardiovascular fitness, being healthy and fit, diet, exercise, like the code of Bushido, the code of a samurai warrior, it's about health, diet, keeping your mind right, so, karate is the best way to go. And there's a whole lot of other job occupations, obviously you need to make money, but this is where you're going to have to spend some money and invest in yourself, invest in your mind, invest in your physical health, and invest in your philosophies in life. You'll become a better person. You'll be able to understand that you're a protector and you need to be out there, looking after people as a guardian angel, whatever you want to see yourself as, a protector. So whatever the case, obviously, karate is sometimes, if someone has a weapon, things like that, they could, obviously you can't, use karate in certain situations. But then obviously after karate, if you trust yourself, if you trust that person, then if you trust yourself enough, and if you're sober and competent and you're away from drugs and alcohol, then you can start going to gun ranges and learning self-defense, like shooting targets and things like that. Learning more about self-defense, concealed weapon and things like that. Legal carry, right, under the state laws, okay? So don't do anything illegal, do everything legal, buy the book. Stay competent, stay sober. You don't need to be a cop out there. You don't need to be an undercover FBI agent. You can be a regular civilian that knows karate and knows how to shoot a weapon, walk around with a concealed weapons permit, and just be out there protecting your friends or family and innocent people, okay? So, as long as you have that mindset, what you know that you're doing the right thing, and you know you're the good guy, basically, right? Then then you're not going to bring harm to anyone that doesn't need to be disabled or incapacitated if they're a threat, right? Because there are threats out there, and hopefully you never come across that or run into that. But if you do, you're prepared. You will know karate. You'll know how to defend yourself with a weapon, things like that, right? So those are a couple basic things. The most powerful karate you can learn is Krav Maga. That's Krav, Krav Maga, Maga, Krav Maga. That's actually the official defense, the defense, self-defense techniques, defense from defense forces that Israel uses, by the Israel Defense Forces. Okay, so sorry to stumble over my words, but that's an official. That's the most powerful, because that's the quickest way to disable a threat, quickest way to with maximum force. Okay, using a bunch of different things, judo, jiu-jitsu, or like a whole bunch of mix of things, wrestling, all sorts of different, a mixture of martial arts. Okay, it's a most powerful martial arts used by Israeli Defense Forces, their official defense techniques and methods. So look it up, see if they have one in your city, see what you can learn from it on YouTube and online, and see if you can take some classes. And if that interests you, then Krav Maga could be a way to go if you're looking to be as strong as possible. And see what you can learn the best philosophy from, like karate. If you want to spend the next 5 years invest in yourself, that'll keep you occupied, away from drugs, twice a week, 3 times a week. You could so that you're gonna learn a lot. Okay, and that's gonna keep you away from the wrong crowd, and hopefully as you become stronger, physically and mentally stronger, you'll be able to defend yourself against just sociological attacks, like psychological attacks. Okay, that these drug dealers, they call on you, hitting you up, meeting you at the corner, meeting you at work, meeting you wherever you go, kind of stalking you, meeting you places. You'll be able to just defend yourself. You'll be able to walk away, call someone, call the cops. You'll be able to move, change your number, change your location. Just disappear, go somewhere else, right? You'll be able to do a whole bunch of different things because you have that confidence in yourself, and you'll be able to know better. Okay, and as long as you stay clean and competent and sober, you'll be able to make better decisions. All right. So karate, Krav Maga, job occupation is up to you. Just Google top jobs, high-paying jobs without a college degree, unless you want to go to college. There's things like slaughterhouse. Obviously people need to eat, so slaughterhouses is one way to go. Another way to go is becoming a chef, right? Just cooking all day. That could be therapeutic, especially for women sometimes, just cooking and making a living out of that. Things like that. Okay, so karate, becoming a chef, learning how to cook, working at a slaughterhouse, and hopefully that will motivate you to work your way up to the next level, find a better career, do something with yourself, get a better education, and be more disciplined. Okay, so karate, Krav Maga, earn your black belt, get your concealed weapons permit, things like that. Protect yourself, protect society, protect your family, protect your friends. Be a guardian, be a protector. Okay, and don't be this loser, idiot, drug addict on the street who's just going to overdose and die and be a burden to your family because you're going to have to pay for your funeral. Because that's the way it is sometimes, right? Not all the time, and a lot of families are sad. I hate to say it like that, but just don't be that person, right? If you can prevent that from happening, do it. Okay. College, join the military. As an Air Force officer, I just looked this up just now. Like, Air Force officers are making $67,000 a year. Okay, on average, and Marine captains are making like up to $99,000 a year. All right, with more experience and years in service. So there's a lot of opportunities. As long as you have a clean record, as long as you stay clean, as long as you have that opportunity, right? As long as you're smart enough and you're doing your work, you have a lot of opportunity in the world to be an aviation mechanic, work on planes, work on jets, be a pilot, all these different things. Join the Coast Guard, the National Guard. Okay, you don't have to join the Army or Marines because those are the people that are going to go to war, do the fighting, the killing, the dying. You know, Air Force, they're dropping bombs, they're flying planes, this and that. They're Air Force officers, they're leaders, stuff like that. Translators, they're lawyers and doctors, everything. Okay, so Coast Guard, they're going to be protecting the national waters and the seas and things like that. And the Navy's going to be doing similar things like that, going on expeditionary units, you know, training and just working on ships and stuff like that. Okay, and you can become an officer in the Navy, and that's more, you know, of a peaceful type of job, unless you're, you know, in submarines and shooting torpedoes and things like that. But let's hope and pray you don't have to. Okay, so you know, the safest way to go: Air Force, Coast Guard, National Guard. You know, protect your country, protect society, do something for yourself, do something for your family, stay away from the wrong crowd, you know, and be a positive force in society. Do something with yourself and make a positive impact in the world, okay? So that's all I'm going to say for now. I made this as quick as possible. I hope you learned something. And if you like the content, just let me know. So, stay safe. Goodbye. Peace.